6 months ago, Emma Torres walked into a cave to save 347 people. She never came back. Until 3 days ago, when police found her standing in the middle of an abandoned town, covered in dirt, with symbols glowing under her skin, and she brought a message from below.
November 15th, 2020. Exactly 6 months after the Harlow disappearance. Detective Sarah Chun received a 911 call at 2:47 a.m. The location made her blood run cold. Harlow, Arizona. The town that lost 347 people in a single night. The town that was supposed to be sealed off. Empty. Dead. Someone was calling from inside. When Sarah and her partner Mike Rodriguez arrived at dawn. The town looked exactly as it had been left. Abandoned cars. Open doors. The same eerie silence that made the original case so disturbing. Except for one thing. In the center of the town square, someone was standing, a woman, clothes torn, skin covered in dirt, but alive. As they approached, Sarah's hand instinctively moved to her weapon. Something was wrong. The woman wasn't moving like someone who needed help. She was waiting. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Sarah called out. The woman turned around. Sarah's training told her to stay calm, but her mind was screaming. She recognized that face from the case files, from the missing persons reports, from the memorial service they held 3 months ago. Emma Torres, the journalist who went into Harlow looking for answers and never came back. The woman they declared dead. The name that became synonymous with obsession and tragedy. But here she was, standing, breathing, staring at them with eyes that had seen something no human should see. Detective Chun. Emma's voice was hoarse, damaged from months without use. "Don't call back up yet? You need to hear what I have to say first." Mike was already reaching for his radio. "Torres, you've been missing for 6 months. We need to get you medical attention." "They're coming back," Emma interrupted. "All of them. And this time, they're not just taking a town. They're taking the world." The way she said, they made Sarah's skin crawl. "Who's coming back?" Sarah asked, though part of her already knew the answer. Emma pulled up her sleeve. Her entire arm was covered in symbols. Glowing blue symbols. Moving, shifting, pulsing with light like living circuits beneath her skin. "The ones from below," Emma whispered. "The underground civilization. I lived with them for 6 months. I learned their language, their history, their plans." She looked up at both detectives, and they could see genuine terror in her eyes. "And 3 days ago, I escaped to warn you. We have less than 24 hours before they open every entrance, simultaneously. Wells, caves, sinkholes, thousands of access points around the world, all connected to their network." Sarah felt reality tilting. This is impossible. 6 months ago, 347 people vanished from this town in minutes. Emma's voice hardened. FBI found no bodies, no evidence, no explanation. "You read the reports, detective. You know nothing about this case made sense." She was right. Sarah had studied the Harlow file obsessively. It violated every principle of investigation. People don't just disappear. Not 347 of them. Not without a trace. "Show me proof." Sarah demanded. Emma reached into her torn jacket and pulled out a small device, metallic, crystalline, pulsing with the same blue light as her marks. "This is their communicator," Emma said. "It operates on frequencies human technology can't detect. They've been using these to coordinate. Their scouts have been on the surface for months, living among us, gathering intelligence." Mike laughed nervously. "Scouts? You're talking about aliens?" "Not aliens," Emma corrected. "They've been here longer than humans. We're the invaders in their eyes. They built civilizations underground while we were still living in caves. And now they've decided we're too dangerous to coexist with. She placed the device on the ground between them. It hummed softly, and suddenly Sarah could feel it. A vibration that seemed to bypass her ears and go straight into her skull. The humming. The same sound Marcus Webb described in his witness statement. Unless we can prove to them that humanity is worth saving, Emma continued, they will rise tomorrow night during the full moon, and they will reclaim the surface. Sarah looked at Mike. His hand was shaking slightly. They both felt it now. The presence. Something vast and ancient, waiting beneath their feet. What do we need to do? Sarah heard herself ask. Emma's plan was insane, but it was the only plan they had. Everyone who was in that cave, everyone who was taken, they're all marked now, Emma explained as they drove through Phoenix. The underground civilization left a piece of their consciousness in us. We're linked, connected to their hive mind. She navigated them to an apartment building in a run-down part of the city. 3rd floor. Apartment 3B. Marcus Webb answered the door on the first knock. His eyes went straight to Emma, and he collapsed to his knees. "You're real," he sobbed. "I thought I was going insane. The voices, the marks. Nobody believed me." Emma pulled him up gently. "Show them." Marcus rolled up his sleeve. The same glowing blue symbols, identical to Emma's, pulsing in perfect synchronization. "How many more?" Sarah asked, her detective brain trying to process the impossible. "All 347, Emma said. "Every single person who was in that cave is marked. Most of them are trying to ignore it, suppress it, hide it. But I need to gather them. As many as possible. Before tonight." Over the next 12 hours, they drove across Arizona. Each stop revealed another marked survivor. Each one told the same story, constant humming. Dreams of the underground, symbols appearing on their skin. Voices whispering in a language they somehow understood. Linda Rodriguez. A teacher had been hospitalized twice for episodes. Jose Martinez. A mechanic quit his job because he couldn't focus over the voices. Dr. Susan Wright. A psychiatrist, ironically, had been self-medicating to stop the visions. By 11 p.m. They had gathered 23 survivors in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Harlow. 23 out of 347. It would have to be enough. Emma stood before the group. 23 terrified, confused, marked individuals who had been trying for 6 months to forget what happened to them. "I know what you've been going through." Emma's voice carried authority now. "The voices telling you you're not alone. The dreams of vast cities underground. The feeling that something is watching through your eyes." Heads nodded. Some people were crying. "That's because it's real. All of it, they're down there. Millions of them. And they're connected. They think as one. A collective consciousness spanning thousands of miles of tunnels beneath our feet." Marcus stood. "Then how do we stop them?" "We don't stop them," Emma said quietly. "We convince them." "These marks?" She held up her glowing arm. "They're not just marks. They're a communication channel. A bridge between our consciousness and theirs. If we can amplify the signal, if we can all connect at once and send a unified message, we can talk to them," Linda finished. "Directly to their hive mind." Emma nodded. "We show them what makes us human. The things they don't have. Compassion, love, individual choice, free will, sacrifice. And if they don't care?" Jose asked. The warehouse went silent. "Then we're witnessing the last hours of human civilization as we know it," Emma said flatly. They drove back to Harlow in a convoy. 7 cars. 23 marked people. 2 detectives who were questioning their sanity. The town was exactly as they left it, frozen in time. A memorial to the impossible. Emma led them to the town square, to the well at the center. Form a circle, she instructed. Hold hands. Don't break contact, no matter what happens. As they formed the circle around the well, Sarah felt the temperature drop. The air grew thick. That humming sound returned, louder now, resonating in her bones. Close your eyes, Emma said, taking her place in the circle. Focus on your marks. Feel the connection, not just to each other, but to them. Down there, waiting. The marks began to glow brighter. Blue light emanated from each person, connecting in thin streams of energy between their hands. Then the ground trembled. Don't break the circle, Emma shouted over the rising hum. The well began to pulse with light. Blue energy shot upward, like a pillar connecting earth to sky, and Emma started to levitate. Emma's body lifted off the ground, suspended in the column of blue light. Her arms spread wide. Her eyes rolled back, showing only white. Then she began to speak. But it wasn't her voice. It was thousands of voices layered together, speaking as one. We hear you. The survivors gasped, but held their hands tight. The circle couldn't break. Sarah watched in horror and awe as Emma's body convulsed with energy. She was channeling something vast, something ancient, something that should not exist. We sense your fear, your desperation, your plea for time. Emma's own voice broke through. We're not asking for mercy. We're asking for a chance to prove ourselves. You have had thousands of years. You have proven only destruction. Because we didn't know. Emma's voice was stronger now, fighting against the collective. We didn't know you existed. How can we respect something we don't know is there? Silence. The humming intensified until Sarah thought her skull would split. Ignorance is not innocence. No, Emma agreed. But willingness to change is. Look at us. 23 humans standing in a circle, connected to your consciousness, trying to bridge two worlds. That's not destruction. That's hope. Marcus squeezed the hands beside him tighter. We're showing you, he called out. Right now. Humans working together. Sacrificing comfort for truth. Risking everything for a chance. Linda added, we're flawed. We make mistakes. But we can learn. We can grow. We can change. One by one, the marked survivors spoke, each adding their voice, their humanity, their individuality merging into a collective plea, and something shifted. The blue light softened. The humming changed pitch. You show you as something we did not expect. Emma's body slowly descended back to the ground. Sacrifice, unity, conscious choice. These are not uniquely yours. But they are admirable. Emma's eyes returned to normal. She swayed, but stayed standing. Then give us time, she pleaded. Please, give us a chance to prove humanity can coexist with you. That we can protect this world together instead of destroying each other. The longest silence of Sarah's life followed. Then 50 years. 50 years? Emma's voice was hoarse, barely above a whisper. You have 50 years to prove humanity can change, can coexist, can protect the world. We all share. The collective consciousness spoke through. Emma one final time. If you fail, we rise. If you succeed, we remain hidden but watching. 50 years from this night, November 15th, 2070, we will meet again at this place, and we will judge. The blue light began to fade. The pillar from the well collapsed inward, and Emma Torres. Emma looked up. You will return. You will stand as humanity's representative. You will show us what your species has become. I will. Emma promised. Then go. Tell your world. They have time. Use it wisely. The light vanished. The humming stopped. The marks on everyone's arms dimmed, but remained visible. Emma collapsed. Sarah and Mike rushed to catch her. Did we ... Emma's eyes searched theirs. Did we just save the world? Sarah looked around at the 23 marked survivors. At the well that led to an entire civilization humans never knew existed. At the impossible thing they just witnessed. For 50 years, Sarah confirmed. You bought us 50 years. Emma woke up in a hospital. The marks still glowed faintly on her arms. She was alive, but forever changed. Sarah Chun sat beside her bed. You're famous, she said, showing Emma a tablet. Every major news network. Emma's face. The survivors' testimonies. Scientists confirming the marks contained unknown elements. Governments calling emergency sessions. The UN wants you to speak, Sarah said quietly. The whole world wants to hear what you have to say. Emma stared at her glowing arms. 50 years. Half a century to prove humanity deserved to survive. It seemed like a long time. It wasn't nearly enough. An elderly woman sat in a garden. White hair. Weathered face. But her eyes still sharp. Alert. Emma Torres. Age 82. A young reporter approached nervously. Ms. Torres, tomorrow is the deadline. How do you feel? Emma smiled. She had been asked this question 1,000 times over 50 years. She had given speeches, written books, advised presidents, watched humanity slowly, painfully, beautifully change. I feel hope, Emma said simply. She looked at her arms. The marks were faded now, barely visible on aged skin. But they still glowed, still connected her to the vast consciousness below. 50 years ago, I went into a cave and met beings from another world, Emma said. They gave us time, and we used it. Not perfectly, not fast enough, but we tried. The reporter followed Emma's gaze to the horizon. Wind turbines, solar farms, green cities, clean skies. Tomorrow night, I'm going back, Emma said. Back to that cave, back to that well, and I'll show them what we've become. What if they say it's not enough? Emma stood with difficulty. Her body was old, but her spirit was still fierce. Then I'll ask for more time. And I'll keep asking until they see what I see. A species capable of extraordinary things when we choose to be better. Emma descended into the well one last time. Detective Sarah Chun, now retired and gray-haired, watched from above. Mike Rodriguez stood beside her. At the bottom of the well, the tunnel waited. The cave beyond. Emma walked forward into the blue glow. They were waiting for her. Thousands of blue entities. The collective consciousness, silent, observing. Emma stood before them, small, human, mortal. I'm here, she said. As promised. 50 years. We know. We have watched. And? Emma's heart was pounding. Did we prove ourselves? The silence stretched for an eternity. Then, yes. Emma's knees nearly gave out. You have shown remarkable change, conscious effort, species-wide, adaptation. You are not perfect, but you are trying, and that is enough. So we have more time? Emma could barely breathe. The agreement is renewed. Another 50 years, and then another, until true coexistence is achieved. Emma felt tears streaming down her face. Thank you. Nitrogen monoxide, thank you. You bridged 2 worlds. You gave both species hope. The blue entities began to fade into the darkness of the deeper tunnels. We will meet again. Emma Torres, but not as judge and judged, as partners, for the future of this world, our shared world. And they were gone. Emma stood alone in the cave for a long moment. Then she turned and began the long climb back to the surface, back to sunlight, back to humanity, back to hope.